guests, welcome to Ripon Cathedral, a very warm welcome to Ripon Cathedral and to the Great North Art Show. And I guess a warm welcome to the Great North Art Show to Ripon Cathedral. This is the 5th time I've had the privilege of speaking at the preview event of the Great North Art Show. Since arriving here as Dean. Where do the years go? And a point I like to make is that Ripon Cathedral is the home of the Great North Art Show. And in that we take great delight. I would say that the building is enhanced by the art, by these works that we have as part of the show here for the next several weeks. I would also say that these works of art are themselves enhanced by the building. I hope you would agree. Looking for some response.
Yes.
A building which in itself is a thing of beauty. It has been for the best part of 1,000 years. And the building that was on this site, exactly where you are sitting, ladies and gentlemen, in the centre of this church, the place of Wilfrid's Church, put here in the 7th century, it was said one of the finest buildings north of the Alps, richly endowed. Here, where you're sitting, I'd just like to say we're not so richly endowed these days, so we do need the support of organisations like the Great North Art Show. But a beautiful building which speaks of human creativity, I would say of God's work creativity through those human skills God-given. Just think, this is a busy cathedral. Over these next few weeks, we'll have hundreds of people crossing the threshold, coming because of these works of art, coming because of this show, wanting to take advantage of it. We will also have hundreds of people, in each case possibly thousands of people, crossing the threshold who come to be quiet, who come to say their prayers, who come to quiet said services, who come to large packed sung services, people who bring their children for baptism, people who bring their daughters for marriage. One of our members of staff here at the cathedral, gorgeous young lady, is getting married in the cathedral tomorrow. People who come for their funerals. We've got the civic service for the borough of Harrogate in these coming weeks. There will be the commemoration of the Battle of Britain. We're saying farewell to one of the archdeacons of the diocese, is going off to be a suffragan bishop elsewhere. The show will just have finished when we have the Dean's Banquet, and if you don't know yet about the Dean's Banquet, do have a word with me afterwards. You are very welcome. It will only cost you £100, but you're very welcome to go and have dinner with me. Hear about that. And the Yorkshire Agricultural Society, they will be having their harvest Thanksgiving here. All of this, in a way, busyness happening in this cathedral with these works of art as a backdrop and speaking to people as they come. That is what we like to see here at Ripon Cathedral, life in its fullness. And that's what we believe we are about, in serving what is one of the smallest cities of the country, in serving what is one of the largest dioceses of the Church of England, in serving what is one of the largest rural areas in the country. We're here to help people, as it were, make the most of life, to enhance life, that we might enjoy it in its fullness. And to aid that prospect this evening, as we open this event, I'm delighted to say that we have Andrew Gimson with us, travelled the length of the country to be with us here this evening. You will know that he's the author of the acclaimed Gimson's Prime Minister's Brief Lives from Walpole to May, been talking about that. I've already made my confessions, and I'm not proud of it. I haven't read one of this man's books yet. He does tell me that what's more important is that I buy them, but I promise him that I will read them. And that was published earlier this year. Gimson's Kings and Queens, Brief Lives of the Monarchs since 1066. But what's particularly intriguing, and again, many of you may have already read this, and perhaps in its updated form, Boris, The Adventures of Boris Johnson. This is the man who knows about these things. So, a privilege to welcome you, Andrew, to the Cathedral this evening. And I would ask everyone to give you a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much indeed, Dean John. You're alarmingly well informed. I spent much of my life as a journalist, and I've perpetrated numerous inaccuracies on almost every occasion, but that was absolutely perfect. A very kind introduction, and it is a great honour to have been invited to speak at the opening of this wonderful show in this wonderful building. I've met a few of you before speaking, and I promised that I wouldn't speak for all long. And I hope I can keep. I'm sure I can keep to it. So please don't fear. Is that all right? Yes. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Right. Now, Lord Goderich, who was Prime Minister for 130 days, had a serious weakness as far as being Prime Minister or any kind of senior leader like that is concerned, which was that he was very much inclined to burst into tears at moments of crisis. And one of his nicknames, he had quite a few, was the Blubberer. George IV nevertheless decided to make him Prime Minister in 1727. And the whole thing really went wrong from the start. The king had to lend his handkerchief to Lord Goderich, or Lord Goderich burst into tears. And when he got rid of him, he called him a damned, snivelling, blubbering blockhead. But Goderich was actually a perfectly amiable and competent minister, both before and after he was Prime Minister. He went on serving in all sorts of different capacities, and I started with him because he was born at Newby Hall, very near to there, and in 1833 was made Earl of Ripon. His son, who was born in Downing Street during his brief Prime Ministership, served as Viceroy of India and was promoted to Marquess of Ripon. He lived at Studley Royal and commissioned the amazing Gothic revivalist William Burgess to build two great parish churches. But a Yorkshire Prime Minister with a much stronger claim to be a great patron of the arts is Lord Rockingham. He loved racing and he got studs to paint his horses, one of whom whistled jacket, a great canvas with the horse rearing up on a neutral background, has since 1996 been among the most popular pictures in the National Gallery. But some of you may wonder quite reasonably what someone who's just written a book about Prime Ministers, Brief Lives of all 54 of them, as the Dean said, can have to say about art, for the main value of our Prime Ministers is surely to provide the raw material for caricaturists, great figures like Gilray, Robson and Cruikshank. These visual attacks being right down to the present day one of the main ways in which we cut our Prime Ministers down to size, making them look ridiculous and reassuring ourselves that we live in a free country. The drawings in my book are by Martin Rosen, whose work appears in The Guardian and many other places. A number of my friends very kindly assured me, quite rightly I think, that Rosen's pictures are by far the best thing in the book. But Rosen, although he's a bit of a lefty, is indeed a genius with a terrifying ability to capture his victims' weak points. His picture of a strained and grinning Tony Blair, the word Iraq spelled out on his teeth, is a masterpiece, as is his drawing of David Cameron, looking a bit like little Lord Fauntleroy, quite unaware that he is just walking off the edge of a cliff. Every Prime Minister is in some way amusing, though many of them don't really intend to be so. Some of them, of course, are funny because they take themselves and everything around them so seriously. And Gladstone, who tried to apply Christian principles to politics and was sufficiently ingenious and serious to demonstrate, at least to his own entire satisfaction, whatever he happened to be doing at that particular moment was indeed divinely ordained or divinely supported. He's an outstanding example of that. Disraeli, his great rival, said of him, he has not a single redeeming defect. But although we don't generally connect our politicians very strongly with art, most of them don't actually want to be regarded as Philistines, and would at least pay lip service to Churchill's dictum given during his second prime ministership, from 1951 to 1955, when he declared that the arts are essential to any complete national life, and the nation owes it to itself to sustain and encourage them. Churchill was an enthusiastic amateur painter. He discovered after the catastrophe in Gallipoli that painting was a wonderful way for him to relax. As early as 1921, he had an anonymous exhibition of his work, and while Prime Minister, he exhibited his own pictures at the Royal Academy. It's most unfortunate that he is now remembered better, perhaps, in artistic circles for the destruction of the portrait of him by Graham Sutherland, presented to him by both Houses of Parliament as Prime Minister on his 80th birthday, November the 30th, 1954. The picture greatly distressed Churchill, for he said it made him look like a down-and-out drunk who was being picked out of the gutter in the Strand. And his wife, Clementine, thought the poor chap was so upset by it that she quite soon arranged for the picture to be burned. But I'd like to end, I promise I wouldn't go on for 3 hours, with a short story about Alec Douglas Hume, Prime Minister in 1963-64, who was narrowly defeated by Harold Wilson, the last Prime Minister who had been born in Yorkshire, and the man very proud of having invented the Open University. Alec Hume, in old age, was on the train from London to Berwick, and 2 middle-aged ladies came up to him, and one of them said, "We think it's a great tragedy for this country that you were never Prime Minister." To which Alec Hume replied with a smile, "As a matter of fact, I was, but only for a very short time." Thank you very much.
This morning we had a panel of independent judges look at the show, as we always do, and we had some fantastic comments. The judges felt that the show was beautifully hung and of a very high standard, so a very big compliment to every single one of our artists, because all the work was extremely well received. So we have a number of prizes to give out this evening. And some certificates as well. So the first certificate is awarded actually for a person who we felt really deserved, or a group actually who we felt really deserved a certificate to commend their fantastic work as a group and their body of work, and that's the Vision Support Group. And the judges felt that their work was inspiring and very beautifully made. And do please make sure you get upstairs and see it afterwards, because it's upstairs in the library. So the first certificate goes to the Vision Support Group.
Someone like to pick up this beautiful certificate on behalf of the Visual Support Group.
So, the second certificate is to an artist who is absolutely new to the scene. He's just qualifying, he's just had his degree show, and we really rate him as an emerging artist. So this is the Great North Art Show certificate for an emerging artist, and we really felt, the judges really felt, that he was one to watch out for in the future, and his name is Angus Forbes. Technology, and the body of work was felt to be absolutely excellent, innovative, and to have a very subtle colour use. So the Great North Art Show Prize for Newcomer, Best Newcomer, goes to Ian Mitchell. Well done. We now come to an award that we always make for a series or a single small work or print. So this is the Great North Art Show Prize for Best, in this case, small works. And this goes to Jonathan Stockley. And it goes to him for his absolutely fabulous, delicate and very detailed monochrome studies in charcoal. If you haven't seen them yet, they're over there, they're tiny, and they are incredibly beautiful. Really, really high standard of work. So the judges felt that this artist showed an enormously accomplished and delicate touch, and felt that his drawings were simply exquisite. Well done to Jonathan. This artist uses drone photography to produce artist quality, fine art quality images, and they are really exceptional. They've caused huge interest since they were publicised as part of our promotion for the show, and the judges felt that he had a really exceptional eye for composition. They loved his sense of texture and line, and they were delighted to see a new technology being used in a really painterly way. So the prize goes to Gary Lawson. And our final prize of the evening is our prize for the best individual work. And this prize is awarded this year for an artist with a traditional painterly approach, you might say. So the judges felt her work is technically exceptional. They loved the subtle background details, and the acute observation, particularly of figures. They also particularly commented on her use of colour and her treatment of light and shadows. So our Great North Art Show Prize 2018 for Best Individual Work goes to Hilary Burnett Cooper.
Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that the bar will be open in 2 minutes. But before that, it's my duty, in fact, to thank various individuals for being able to put this exhibition on today and for the next 3 or 4 weeks. First of all, thank you, Andrew, for a wonderful talk. Thank you very much for coming over the distance. And secondly, of course, thanks to the Dean and Chaplain and to John and his team. They've made us very welcome again, once again, and it's just such a pleasure actually having spent the last 4 days working here and putting the exhibition together. And of course, I have to mention our main sponsors. Our main sponsors this year have been Stratton Parker, Running Park, Tennis Auctioneers, Carn and Morgan, The Great Art, and also British Support. And of course, we also need to mention all the other sponsors as well who helped to support this great event. Really, in a way of raising money to support this fantastic building, which of course itself is a work of art. Also, really thanks to the artists themselves for submitting the work. Without you, we'd have no exhibition. Sadly, not everybody got in. We were very inundated. It was a very difficult choice, I think, for the judges this year to get before to choose the artists. So, thank you very much indeed for doing that. Also, thank you for the audience as well. Hopefully, you're going to be here to spend some money. We need to raise money for this building itself. And this is our main job as a charity, to raise funds. And on the way out, please don't forget, when you have your drink, to go and look at the whole exhibition. But also, don't forget to go upstairs and look at the sculpture exhibition. There's some fantastic art out there, which has been put together by Kay and her team. And don't forget, of course, on the back wall, there's a mystery prizes. These are prizes which have been donated by the artists around the room, and they are actually there to be bookable today. Some fabulous stuff there, so please go and look at that as well. There's also a raffle going round, and of course, as from tomorrow, those of you who don't buy from the main exhibition, the pop-up shop will be operating from the back corner there as of Saturday morning for the rest of the exhibition. Thank you very much indeed for coming. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.